Hey yo, what's good, people? Last night, when I was supposed to be getting some beauty sleep, which I can obviously use right now, you feel me? But I checked out the Black Comic Lords live stream last night that they had on their YouTube page, and they were basically talking about the Milestone incident. But then after they talked about the new Milestone incident, they went into a very good conversation I want to talk about. They were talking about Black Indies versus Milestone, or let's not say Black Indies versus Milestone. Let's say Black Indies and Milestone. All right, they were basically talking about. I guess there's been a conversation about people saying don't support Milestone and just support Black Indies, and I definitely, as a person who's kind of been talking about that kind of stuff, I want to really talk about that. So as you can see, I make posts all the time about supporting Black Indies and stuff like that, but I want to make this clear that it's not to say don't support Milestone. And also, I'm not making this video because I think they were talking about me. I don't think they were talking about me. I don't know who they were talking about. But I just want to make clear for me and people that listen to me is that I'm not saying don't support Milestone, don't support DC. I'm not even saying that. With my criticism of DC, I'm still buying DC comics. You feel me? I still love DC and I love Milestone. Anything with Milestone on it, I'm going to buy because I wouldn't be here without Milestone. I wouldn't be creating comics without Milestone. So I think definitely the I don't think definitely talk shouldn't be not to support Milestone. I think more so talk should be support Milestone and Black Indies with the same energy. That's what I've always been on. If us as content creators, especially Black content creators, if we're gonna come on these sites and be like, hey, DC and Marvel aren't doing this with our Black heroes, I think if we're still gonna give them, like some support and still talk about them on our channel, we should talk about the Black Indies just as much as we talk about DC and Marvel. We should talk about Milestone and then talk about Black Indies. We should talk about them in the same breath, honestly. But they just had a very good conversation about Milestone and their legacy and what they've done for just Black comic book writers, Black indie writers. Even I think in one of the comments, Joe Illich said that Milestone was the architect for the Unique Studios and their Dark Horse deal, and Unique Studios has the animated series Ianu out right now, bunch with a plus with a bunch of dope comic series too that are all put out through Dark Horse. So yeah, they just had a great conversation of things that Milestone has done. Milestone has done for people in the industry, the deals that have came off of what Milestone did with DC, and then they were basically saying, hey, we're all in this together. And one thing I really love that they said was supporting Milestone could easily trickle down to Black indie creators, like saying, hey, if we support Milestone and they put out more of these books, more of Static, maybe people be like, I want some more Black heroes. And then we already know DC don't have many of those, or at least they're not using many of those, so that would send people to us as Black indie creators, which I think was a very good point to make. Yeah, for me and anybody that sees my content, I don't want people to see my videos and be like, hey, I'm not going to support DC or I'm not going to support Milestone. Definitely don't say I'm not going to support Milestone. But I just think that at the same time of us making content supporting DC and Marvel, I think we should use that same exact energy to support our Black indies, especially if we're talking about the lack of representation. We need to talk about people that actually give the representation, but I do think they can work in tandem. I don't think that that you have to just do away with Milestone or not support Milestone. I just think that you need to support Black indies and also Milestone all in the same breath. But please go check out the video. This is the one right here. Go check out the video, this Wednesday wrap-up video. It was actually a very good conversation about just Black indies, just comic books in general, the business. They had Blurred Underground on there, who owns his own comic book shop, and he was talking about the business of owning a comic book shop and like the numbers behind it. Like, that was a great part of this episode. I believe his name is Michael Davis from Blurred Underground. You should check them out. Blurred's Underground, you should check them out. But yeah, it was a really good conversation. I think that especially with a lot of talks now, this was definitely a conversation to be had, and I think it's definitely a conversation for people to check out. So please go check out Black Comics Lords Wednesday wrap up.